Perfect.
What's up, everyone? It's Bill. Today I got a video for you. I'm going to show you how to change out the cam chain tensioner on the Honda Grom. I know there's not a lot of information out there on it that shows it in detail. So this is what it looks like stock. Okay, obviously we've already got it done. We already filmed some video of it, so you'll see that next. So you get this little, almost like a, it's definitely got some rubber right here. It almost feels like maybe Delrin or Teflon or just some hard plastic, you know, and this is super thin arm. Okay, so when you're trying to build big power out of these little bikes, I mean, obviously you're never going to hit some big power, but when you're talking 30 horsepower, considering the bike stock is 8 horsepower, this is what an 8 horsepower cam chain tensioner looks like. And you'll see the KOSO one is much heavier duty, much thicker material, lighter weight. It has a sprocket instead of just this little wheel. The sprocket rides right inside the cam chain, and then you also get a white Teflon stopper. That's for your cam chain tensioner bolt. That's at the very top of that little plunger. And you can see this is the stock one. You can see that little dent in it. Yeah, well, that little dent means that much less tension on the cam chain. So already, it was already running into issues. You can see there, it's all folded in. Okay, over time that'll split right in two. This will split right in two. Then you'll skip a tooth on your cam chain, and then you can run into big problems. Okay, so this one is from KOSO. Okay, and they did not send this out. This is not sponsored. I bought this with my own money. I believe it's right around $70 on Steady Garage. And then we're not using this. So this is the lower gear. You'll see when we get the bike apart. This is the lower gear. Heard a couple people tell me that this can wear the bolt out because it's a lot heavier. Wear the bolt out, start riding downward, and start grinding into your case. Okay, so we're not going to use that, and you will have to buy one of these off Steady Garage. This is the Pulley Polar. This is all part of the stator. Okay, so you'll have to get one of these, and you'll need then one of these guys right here to hold on to the pulley. Okay, so there'll be links in the description to go get that, and the cam chain tensioner. Okay, hope you enjoy the video. Okay, so as you can see, we got the bike laying on its side. Just laid it down nice and gently. Get yourself some wood blocks so you don't mess up your mirrors. And just helps to have a friend to do this. What we're going to take out is you're going to take off your cover right here. There's 2 bolts, one at the top, one at the bottom. And you're going to take off these bolts here. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, and these bolts are, some of them are different lengths, so make sure you mark what order they came off of it in. You start here at 1, 2, 3, 4. Just mark them, number them some way, somehow. Okay, you're going to pull that off, and remember, you don't have to drain the oil to do this. Just lay the bike on its side, and it's going to be the easiest for you. Okay, and then we'll get that open, and I'll show you what that cam chain tensioner looks like, and what we're going to replace. Okay, so now we got that little cover off. See, this is what it's going to look like. As you can see, we labeled all the bolts. Started up here at 1, 2. Remember, there is going to be some dowels in here. There's a dowel here, and a dowel right here. Okay, so this is your stator. This is what makes it so you have electricity on the bike, or you know, a steady charge to your battery. So what you're going to need is you're going to need this. I got this from Steady Garage for 25 bucks. Okay, and what it does, it threads onto these threads in here, and then it slowly releases the tension off of this. So first you'll pull this nut, then you'll stick this on there, and it'll pop that loose. And then when you're torquing it back down, torque this nut back down. That's what torques this back on and squeezes it back on. Okay, and the torque specs is 47.204 foot-pounds on that guy. Okay, so you will need a pulley polar, or a holder for the pulley. So that's going to go on there. You can also get this guy from Steady Garage or Hard Racing. That's going to go on there like so, tighten down. That's going to hold that pulley in place while we put some torque on it. Okay, so we'll get that off there. Our cam chain tensioner is going to be back behind there, and we need to get back there. Okay. Okay, so here's what it looks like inside here after you get the pulley off. And then you'll have this bigger gear and that smaller gear. There'll be a little washer, a little spacer right here. So that little spacer is going to be on top of that small gear, which is going to sit right here. Big gear sits right here, and it just slides off. Just be careful removing it so you don't scratch up your threads here. Then you have your cam chain tensioner arm, cam chain tensioner pulley. That's what we're going to replace. You do not need to replace this one. You can if you want. I've been advised by several people not to mess with it. This can wear out, and that new sprocket from KOSO can actually dig through the case. Okay, and then we're also going to replace this little rubber button back here with a heavier duty Teflon button. Okay, so all you need to do is loosen this up, and then we're going to take that off, and then we're going to pop the button out, put a new button in, put the new cam chain tensioner on, and then we're going to tighten this back down. Okay, you don't need to take this all the way out, and this will slide back down, and you'll have a long spring in here, and it's kind of a pain in the ass. Okay, so we'll get that apart. Okay, so I'll show you what we've done here. This bolt here is going to be 11.8 foot-pounds. Okay, and you're going to torque that back down to spec. There's a washer that the KOSO system comes with. It goes right behind here. Okay, and I just use a little bit of assembly lube. Once you get that off, you can hold this shaft with a pair of needle nose pliers and hold that little guy right there. I just used a little, just a little hook system here. So we just held this guy down, used needle nose pliers, and put that white cap in there now. So you can see that's all upgraded. And make sure the wheel is sitting down in the chain properly. Make sure everything lines up. Again, you're not going to replace this. I've heard stories of the shaft wearing out and the gear digging into your case. Okay, and this wheel is not usually a problem. It's this whole setup here. Okay, so there we go. That's how you put that KOSO cam chain tensioner in there. Okay, and then this gear, this bigger gear, I'll show you. Let me torque this down. I don't have the tripod out here. Let me torque this down, and then I will show you how to assemble this back together. Okay, so as you can see, this is how it goes back together. Okay, so just pay attention how you take it apart. You can line these two dots up. That's how they have it from factory. Okay, but it really doesn't matter. It's going to be off a little bit when you put it back together or take it apart. These don't specifically matter, and you can see it uses a key system, so it does have a key here, and then you have that same groove you can see down in here. Okay, so to get it to top dead center, you don't have to put it at top dead center to do this job. Okay, it's going to go back together, and it's going to line back up at top dead center no matter what you do, unless you're taking the shaft all the way off. Okay, so you can see it has this little spacer. So you put the big gear on, little gear, with the little smaller gear inside here. So you can see like this. Okay. There we go. There we go. And now the spacer. Make sure these gears up here are lined up. There's a little spacer. Okay, now the pulley goes back on, torque down to 47 foot-pounds. And then this guy here goes back on. Torque these down, I believe they're 6 or 7 foot-pounds. You can hand tighten them, it's not going to be a big deal. And it looks like I'll be able to reuse my gasket. Honda doesn't advise using the gasket, so I do have a new gasket, but I'll hang on to that for when we update the stator, because we are going to put a bigger stator in it. Okay, so anyway, there you go. Look at her all buttoned back up, and let you take a look at the GROMZILLA. That is how you change out the KOSO cam chain tensioner. Hope this helps some people out. Have a good day. Got any questions, leave it down in the comments. I will leave a comment to pick up that KOSO cam chain tensioner and the pulley removal tool in the comment section below, or in the description below the video. Have a good day.